welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic on St George's Day, and indeed Shakespeare Day, I am told today. I should really have brushed up on some quotes to share with you, shouldn't I? But I haven't done that. Instead, we're going to be puzzling. We're going to be having a look at a puzzle that comes incredibly highly recommended from Xendari called Chromatic Quiver, which I guess means we're going to have to do some colouring to solve it. Why are we doing this? Well, frankly, somebody the Sudoku community is very familiar with, called Niverio, has described this puzzle as the best arrow knight's move Sudoku ever. Period. I think that's almost the direct quote. So when somebody like Niverio, who solves about 1 million puzzles a year, says that this puzzle is just about as good as it gets, we listen. And we're going to be having a go at it. It's got 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so don't know what that means. You'll have to judge from the length of the video, assuming I manage to solve it at all. But these are the rules. I'm going to run through the rules, then a couple of birthdays to tell you about, and then we'll get cracking. So the rules are, normal Sudoku rules apply, and that means we've got to put the numbers 1 to 9 in each row, in each column, and in each 3x3 box once each. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. So imagine that this arrow contained 1, 2 and 3. Then you'd add 1 plus 2 plus 3, you get 6, so you write 6 into the circle. As simple as that. Very lovely rule. And then cells separated by cells separated by a chess knight's move cannot contain the same digit. So imagine this square here contained a 1. Now, if this square was a chess knight, it could jump to a whole variety of cells, all of those, and therefore none of these cells could be a 1, because were we to put a 1 in any of them, these 2 cells would be a chess knight's move apart. They contain the same digit, and that is not allowed in this puzzle. So don't do it, or you'll get the puzzle wrong, and that would be sad. So that's it. Do have a go. But before I have a go, I'm going to tell you about some birthdays. I'm going to start by wishing Grandma Valerie a very happy 69th birthday today over there in Iowa. Now, Grandma Valerie, I think, has 2 grandchildren aged 6 and 3, and apparently they refer to me as the Sudoku man. Well, let me tell you, I've been called worse. So, Grandma Valerie, have an absolutely brilliant day today, and thank you very much for your kind email. It made us very chuffed. The next birthday, which might be 1 birthday, it might be 2 birthdays, I am not sure, because we have had 2 requests today to wish happy birthday to a Shane. Now, I'm not sure whether this is the same Shane. I'll start off with Laura. Now, Laura has asked us to wish Shane a very happy birthday, and Laura apparently is making sure that Shane has the requisite amount of cake. So that's one possible Shane. Now, this might be the same Shane, because Melissa has also asked us to say a very happy birthday to Shane. I can give a little bit more context here, because the Shane that Melissa is wishing a happy birthday to is based in the US, and Melissa is in Canada, and they are friends via the Discord server, apparently, but they are friends enough that Melissa has made and sent to Shane this, which is frankly an outrageous cake. This is a Ferrero Rocher cake, and Melissa asked me to judge whether the ratio of icing and cake was correct, and I can only say that it is, because there is practically no cake as far as I can see. This is basically just Ferrero Rocher. It's absolutely magnificent, and I am very jealous. Shane, you're going to have an absolutely wonderful and quite fattening day, I think, if you eat all that. But yeah, anyway, to Shane, whether there's more Shanes or whether it's a singular Shane, have a great day. And that's all the birthdays. And then the only other thing I need to mention, which I'm going to keep mentioning by playing the Moonlight Sonata, I hope you can hear that. I can't because it's on the computer, is the Nightmare on Sudoku Street Sudoku Hunt, which is available, of course, right now for our patrons over on Patreon. The competition has now closed, and the following people solved all 19 puzzles from the hunt. So very well done to Rex, Logan and Seamus. I think Seamus might be a dog, I'm not sure. Lavender Gooms, David Solomon, Martin Arts, Barbara Kirkova, Alexander Herges, Hamish Watt, Blue Guy 02, Shane and Alicia Cook, Mike Viney, Daniel Cox, Marcus Zockel, Rachel Warfield, Klaus Kunzmann, Andy Spicer, Rob Sommer, Torben Nielsen, and Nathan Hines. Fabulous solving, one and all. And I think I can probably reveal to you now that next month's monthly reward is going to be none other, well, it's going to be by none other than Demono. Now, this is something really quite extraordinary, I have to tell you, because not only does it feature lots of Demono's puzzles, and many of you will be familiar with Demono's puzzles, think Everything is Roggen, and indeed the Orb series as well, but it comes with a novella written by Demono to accompany the puzzles. This is something absolutely amazing. So that's going to be next month's monthly reward, coming up in, I guess, about a week's time. Now, the other thing I need to mention, I am starting this it's now 21 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, UK time. Apparently the UK government is zapping everybody in the UK's mobile phones at 3 o'clock with some sort of alarm to test that they can alarm us all at the same time. I do not know what this is going to mean. I don't know if, like, alarms are going to go off around the house. I don't know what my phone is going to do, but it might interrupt us, so just be aware of that. But anyway, do have a go at the puzzle. The way to play, as usual, is to click the link under the video, which will take you to a web page that looks identical to this one, and you can play the puzzle on whichever device takes your fancy. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking, and let's give Xendari's Chromatic Quiver the attention it deserves now. Okay, well, I'm going to start with this circle. Actually, in that one I can do from the example as well. When I'm basically looking for 3-cell arrows where the digits on the arrows all have to be different. So in these two cases, there may be others as well, but I'm not seeing them. But these are definitely 3-cell arrows where the digits have to be different. So the minimum we could write onto the arrows would be a 1, 2, and a 3, and therefore each of these circles has to be at least equal to 6. You can nearly do something here. I mean, this is at least a 5. We could say that, because if we think about the 2 arrows emanating from this circle, the minimum we could populate those arrows with would be 1, 2, 3, and 4, which sum to 10. Now, 10 divided by 2 is 5, so we can't make this circle less than 5. Is that worth pencil? It probably is. Let's do it. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Mark will be pleased. Oh, hang on, I've missed this one. All right, that is actually, it's a 3-cell arrow that's trying to crouch in a corner, isn't it? Like me at a party. So this has also got to be a 6, 7, 8, or 9. Those two can't be the same. Let's remember the knight's move. Yeah, okay, so that's probably what we're going to have to think about. I've spotted one more thing, though. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do this. Let's have a look at those 5 cells and treat them all together. Now, those are all in the same column of the Sudoku, so they all need to be different numbers. So the minimum we could make these numbers would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the triangular number for 5, i.e. what is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 15. So 15 plus whatever that digit is, which actually has to be very low, I'm now realising, because 15 plus 1 is at least 16. And that means these two squares together add up to at least 16, which means neither of them can be a 6. And, oh no, I was about to say one of them must be a 9. That's not true. They could be double 8. Okay, but these... Right, these digits here cannot add up to... Well, oh, okay, double 9 is also possible, isn't it? So we could do 18. If this was a 1, these could add up to 17. Which is... So have I got this wrong? I've got this wrong, haven't I, actually? Or... Yeah, I've got this wrong. Sorry, when I put this digit in, I was thinking about these being different numbers, but there's no reason they have to be different. They could be the same number, and if they're the same number, and these only add up to 15, that could be a 3. Okay, well, it's only got one more degree of freedom, but it's just a little bit less powerful than it used to be. That's what happens when you age. This cell's obviously aged. What about... Okay. Alright. Here is another little thing I'm spotting. Let's look at those cells together. Now those cells all have to be different numbers, because these four are all in the same box, and that one, by Knight's move jiggery pokery, sees that square and that square. So these 5 cells are all different, and therefore they add up to at least 15, and therefore this square is at least a 6. Because obviously we can't put 5 and 10 into these 2 cells. Ooh, okay, so now I've got the possibility of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. If I can prove all of these are different, well, I can certainly prove some of them are different. This one is definitely different from those 2, but I don't know whether these 2 are the same. Okay, I'm going to have to colour some of these, I think. That one... Okay, I'm going to colour this one first, because I can see straight away you can't put this circle digit on its own arrow, because if you do, what are you going to fill into those 2 squares? And the answer is 00, and that is not allowed. This is no James Bond Sudoku. So this cell, which can't go here by Knight's move, can't go here by Sudoku, can't repeat on its own arrow by maths, goes into one of those 2 cells, and therefore is in one of those 3 cells. And if it was on the arrow, we would suddenly have a very... It can't be on the arrow, can it? No, this is at least a 7. Was that good logic when I did that, or was that based off my nonsense, not understanding these could be 99? No, that I eliminated a 6 from this cell, and that's still absolutely valid, isn't it? Because these cells are at least 15, plus 1 is 16, so I can't put 6 in here, because I'd have to put 10 or more in that one. Right, so this is a 3-cell arrow. Well, you can't put a 7 on a 3-cell arrow, because if you accompany the 7 with 1 and 2, you'll get 10 again, and that can't be a 10. So here we go. We've actually found something. We have a green digit here, which is 7, 8, or 9. Now we've proved that this digit is not the same as this digit, right? So I'm going to award this one its own colour. We'll make it orange. Now, orange can't repeat on its arrow. So orange, look, is in one of those 2 squares in box 2. Again, it can't be here because of Knight's move. Oh, I've just spotted something really bad. I didn't notice. Okay, that cell must be the same digit as that cell. That's a 1-cell arrow. Okay, hang on. I've missed something. That cell therefore can't be green, because if this was green, it would rule all 3 of those out from being green. Let me think about this. So green, actually, I'm going to record that green in this box is in one of 4 places, because it can't go there by Sudoku, can't go there by Knight's move, and it can't go there because it would stop green existing at all in box 6. Hang on, let's keep going with this. We can limit green in box 1. Remember this trick as well. Neither of these can be green, because if you make a domino that's sort of this far apart from a green domino, if you make either of these squares green, you would rule green out of both of these, because if this is green, it rules that one out by Sudoku and that one out by Knight's move. So neither of those can be green. Oh, hang on, is this the point? So this isn't... I'm just wondering if this is something to do with colouring these circles again. I didn't get very far with orange, did I? Orange. problem with orange is that it... No, I know it's not. No, it's the same logic. This being a 7, orange can't go on this arrow. So orange is restricted in this box. Okay, yeah. Orange can't go on the arrow because the minimum it could be would be 1, 2, 7. Orange can't go here by Sudoku, so orange is in one of those 3 cells. I don't know whether orange or green can go there. That's going to push this up massively. But orange is in one of those 3 cells now, in the middle box. Now, oh, yeah, okay, orange is not there, because this is a 1-cell arrow I've actually noticed, and that would put orange there, and orange would appear twice in box 2. So orange is in a domino now. That's better in box 5. Okay. I don't know what that does. Alright, I'm stuck again. Dum. What is it I'm meant to be noticing here? That... okay, so this gets its own colour, doesn't it? That one I'll make blue, and the reason I think this has earned its own colour now is because I can see it can't be orange or green. I knew it couldn't be green before, but now because orange is in one of those 3 squares, this can't be orange, or it would rule orange out of box 8. So now this digit... Oh, that's really near. Okay, so this is getting quite interesting chromatically, because this square can't be blue, and it can't be green. But can it be orange? If it was orange, orange would be in one of those 2 cells. Orange would, if that was orange, orange would get knocked down here because it couldn't go there. And then orange would be in one of these 2 cells. I'm not sure. Blue. Okay. I've got rid of 5 from this square and 6. Yes. So this is high. This is probably orange. Because I've just seen that this blue digit can't go in those cells in box 6 because of the knight's move. So it's on an arrow somewhere. But it's at least equal to 6. So even if we add 1 to it, 6 plus 1 is at least 7 is now in this cell. Which means that we know it's not green. Oh, I tell you something we know. That's not 9 then. Because if this was 9, it would appear on an arrow, and this would have to be at least 10. Now, we know that these 2 digits and those 3 digits are all different. I don't know. It feels like that's got some sort of restriction on it, but I can't quite see how to make that work. Do we colour this? No, that feels a little bit premature, doesn't it, to colour this in? Doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. We don't know anything about its value. Okay. So why don't we look at... We know this isn't green. Can this be orange? Don't see why not. Oh dear. Right, now I've hit a total brick wall. I'm so sorry if you can spot the... especially I'm sorry if there's an obvious next step. It feels like we're being asked to somehow... It feels like we're being asked to work out this is orange to me. But I can't quite see why I know that's orange. I know blue is on an arrow. We want some sort of syzygy to emerge, don't we, where we can align these moons. And if that digit goes there, that would have to be an 8, wouldn't it? Because if that's at least a 7, if that's a 7, this can't be a 9, so we'd have to go 7. Oh, okay, that doesn't work. Right, I can place green in this box now. That is not green. And we can see that from the maths. If this is green, well, if this is green, because this can't be bigger than 8, this must be a 7. Let's put it in, and that would have to be a 1 adding up to 8. But the crucial thing is that we've made this 7 to achieve this. We're saying this is green. But then now I can't put 1 on the arrow. That's lovely, isn't it? That's really clever. So actually, the moment you do this, the minimum values you can put on the arrow are 2, 3 and 4, which add up to 9, not 7. So this doesn't work. So this is not green. And if that's not green, this is green. Now, okay, so now what do we... Now this... Oh, we already knew this wasn't green. We... Now... Well, do we know that's not green? Surely the same logic sort of applies, doesn't it? If that's green rather than this, then we still have to put a 1 here, and that still breaks this out. Oh no, it doesn't break this, because then this can be 9. Oh no, hang on. Hang on. No, if we put the green there, we're saying green is 7. We put a 1 there, that forces green to be 9. That contradicts. Okay, so green is in one of 4 places. No, 3 places. I can get rid of this one by night smooth. 3 places. Oh, now we're getting closer. Oh, we're not, are we? Okay. Does it work the same way with orange? Can I knock orange out of this square? If that's... Orange is at least 7. It's the same, isn't it? Or is it? Actually, no, maybe it's not, because I don't... No, it's far more complicated, isn't it? Because I'm not affecting this digit. Or I'm only indirectly affecting this digit, because if orange is here, it is true to say orange has to be 7, so this would have to be 7, this would have to be 1. That forces... Well, this is 8 and this is 9, because again 1 can't go on the green arrow. Ah, that's beautiful. That doesn't work either. Right, we are starting to get somewhere. This doesn't work for the following. It's because of this moon. We have established a syzygy. It's sort of an indirect syzygy. Because if this is 7 and is orange, this is 1. This has to be at least 2, 3, 4. Can't be more than 2, 3, 4. So green becomes 9. But what's blue? Blue is 8, and blue is on an arrow here. So that circle has got to be a 9, and it can't be a 9 because green's a 9, and that doesn't work. So orange is not there. And if orange is not there, orange is here, which means orange by night's move is not there, which means this is orange. Now orange is 7, 8, or 9. Oh, I know something now. Oh, this is huge. Right. I've known this for ages, in fact. Orange has been seeing green for ages. I just haven't put this together in my mind. Right, so haven't I got a restriction on this digit now? Because I worked out that those digits added up to at least 15. But if these two digits can't be the same, and they can't because they see each other, they see each other in a multitude of places, then the maximum sum of those, well, these 6 cells is 17, and the minimum sum of these cells is 15, so this cannot be a 3 anymore. This is a 1 or a 2. These cells either add up to 15 or 16, so that's worth recording. And they must include 1, 2, 3 and 4, because it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And these add up to either 17 or 18, and because they can't be the same, there is a 9. There is a 9 in one of them. So there's a 9 in one of these. And if there's a 9 in one of those, there is no 9 in that one. Oh, right. No, this is even... No, hang on. I think I'm doing this puzzle all over the place in terms of logic. But this is beautiful. That's a 6. This has been there for a while as well. Look, I've now proved that this circle... Ignore everything I've just been saying about 9s. It is true, but it's much more obvious to look at this circle and consider its colour. Now, it sees green, it sees orange, and it sees blue. And we know that blue is different from orange and different from green. Therefore, this is some fourth colour. Now, if it's a fourth colour, these 4 digits are all different, and only one of them seems to be able to be a 6, which is that one. So that's a 6, which goes on an arrow up here along with a 1 or a 2 to make 7 or 8. One of these is a 9. Let's actually put that in case it reveals some jiggery pokery. You know, okay. This square is 7, 8 or 9. Oh, got it. This is... I can totally understand why Niverio sort of fell in love with this puzzle. This is very, very beautiful stuff, because now we come back here, don't we? Let's look at this... Oh, no, terrible choice of colour. Let's look at that T-pentomino of digits. Now, we know that those digits are all different digits, so they add up to at least 15, but that's a 6, so that must be 9. So we've suddenly established that green is 9 out of nowhere, which means orange is not 9. So orange is now 7 or 8. And here's another point. Because these are 6 and 9, they add up to 15, and that means I'm going to delete all these digits, because these digits are the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 now in some arrangement. There's no 3 on this arrow, because it would have to be double 3 to add up to 6. So this is from 1, 2, 4, 5. There is a 3 on the 9 arrow, which means it's either 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's no 3 up here anymore. But I still don't know, do I? I don't know if this is 7 or 8. I feel like I must know something. Oh, hang on, you can't put 6 on this arrow, because then this would have to add up to 9. It would have to be 6, 1, 2. So there's no 6 on this arrow. So now... Oh, no, we haven't got a sort of triple. We've nearly got a triple. Oh, that digit is not green and it's not orange, so it's either yellow or blue. There's a 1 on the arrow because if 3 different numbers are adding up to 6, 7 or 8, you can't do it without using a 1. If you try and do 2, 3, 4, you'll get to 9, as we've already seen. So, hang on. Where is... Yes. Okay, so this triple in the middle is 6, 7 and 8, isn't it? Because I don't seem to be able to put 6. Yeah, I can't put 6 on an arrow anymore. And I certainly can't put 7 or 8 on a 3-cell arrow. So this square is 6, 7 or 8. And it's not orange. So it must be yellow or blue. Golly gosh, if that was blue, blue would have to go there by knight's move. That digit has to go over there. So that digit is on this arrow and not on this arrow. Ah. Okay, I'm just going to flag that up for a moment. What colour should we use for this? These are the decisions. Oh no, I was trying to click grey and managed to click green and lost my army. I'll make it red. Now, red is in one of those cells. Therefore, by Sudoku, look, red is in one of these cells. Let's double click the purple actually. Red is in one of those cells. Now, we know these cells are different from these two cells, but we also know that a 6 arrow is either a 1-5 or a 2-4 pair. So, whatever this digit is, it's not on this arrow. So there are sort of two different flavours. The way I'm seeing this is there are two flavours of 6 arrows going on, but one 6 arrow is sort of hidden by the 9 arrow, in the sense that we know the 9 arrow has got 3 on it somewhere, and it's got red on it somewhere. So there's the counterpart to red that adds up to 6 with red is on this arrow, and then these two cells are the other way of adding up to 6. Don't know what that's doing. Okay. That digit, the 6, is in one of those two cells in box 8. The yellow is not that digit, so yellow is over there somewhere. We can nearly see, that's really nearly useful. If that wasn't yellow, then yellow would be in this domino, and we could rule yellow out of that cell, and that would make this cell blue, which would be 6, and that would give us a 1, 2, 3 triple on the arrow. But why is this not yellow then? If that's yellow... Oh, maybe this box with yellow? No. I know one of the... Oh, I do know one of those squares is yellow. And I know... Oh, I see. So this is a yellow-blue pair, isn't it? Sorry, I could have seen that before. This is yellow and blue. Oh, hang on. That's very interesting. So blue can't be on this arrow, because blue couldn't appear in the middle box then. So blue is on this arrow, which means blue is up here. Oh, now... So if that's blue, that you get sort of diagonal arrangement of bluage. If that's blue, that would be blue, and that would be blue, and that's definitely not a diagonal arrangement of bluage. That's more of a sort of strange triangle. Okay, so where are my instincts taking me now? That's a good question. And do I trust my instincts? No, not even remotely. Orange, how close are we to the alarm? 10 minutes. We're not going to finish this puzzle in 10 minutes, I can assure you about that. So that digit is the same as that digit. And that's going off down here somewhere. Where... Yeah, I've got to label that up. That's either blue or yellow. And we know that blue or yellow is down there, so that's not even surprising, is it? And blue is 6, yellow is 7 or 8. Oh, I see. Okay, so the other digit that's over here in this box is that digit, isn't it? Because these digits, because we know that's a sort of, we know all of those digits are different, so whatever that digit is has to go over here. So that probably gets a colour. Let's use grey for that. So there's a grey in one of those, not that one. Ah, that's it. Oh, right, this is huge. That's absolutely huge. Right, I should have seen this before. So, oh yeah, this is obvious. Okay, so the point is that these two digits, grey and blue, are locked into those two squares in this box, and that's been available for a while. So these are a grey-blue pair, and therefore yellow in this box, which is not there, has to go here, and therefore yellow doesn't go there, which means this is, you've guessed it, blue, which means it's 6, which means that's not now blue, which means this is blue, which means blue is 6, so that gets 6ified. This digit is grey, which is 1, 2, 4ified. This is 7 or 8ified. These squares are now 1, 2, 3 triple to add up to 6. And all of a sudden, that felt like progress. Just for a moment, it felt like progress, didn't it? Ah, that's lovely. Right. Right, I can place grey in box 7 by a little bit of Sudoku and a little bit of hocus pocus, because in theory grey could go on the arrow that adds up to 6, but it can't, because if it does, if this is grey, let's look, what's this digit and how does it compare mathematically to that digit? And the answer is they must be the same, because they're both adding grey to a number to add up to 6, and we can't make two digits in the same row of the Sudoku the same number, so that is not great. That's really lovely. This is very clever. So this is 1, 2, 4 or 5. It'd be lovely to know if it was 1 or 2 that would have to go. No, that is, again, this is just beautiful setting. My goodness. Okay, so now we know that these are not 1s and 2s, because if grey is 1 or 2, you couldn't put it on the 6 arrow, because that grey sees that one and this grey sees those two. So these have to not be low. They've got to be 4 or 5. So that's got to be 4 or 5. So this has got to be 1 or 2 now, and it's not the red 1 or 2, is it? So this is a new colour. That's definitely purple. I've freed up purple when I removed it from these cells. So, okay, so this square has got, right, this 6 arrow is not grey-purple, so it must involve red on it. It must have a red digit with the counterpart to red that adds up to 6, which is going to be on that arrow, probably. Which I'm not sure about that. I think, no, that must be true, because grey, yes, because grey and purple add up to 6, and these squares therefore include the other version. Yes, so we've already looked at that. In fact, I just sort of, the way I'd stored that piece of information in my mind, I had not associated it in the right way with that arrow. But now, okay, now we know red's there, so we actually know red's there as well, because there must be a red digit. It's a 1 or a 2 on a 6 arrow. So now red is in one of those two cells. It can't be here by Sudoku. Now, how do we use that information? I don't know yet. Purple seems to have to be over here and join its friend the red in box 5, so that's become a 1-2 pair. So these have become a 3, 4, 5 triple, and that means this square is 6, 7 or 8, and perhaps unsurprisingly do we know which one? We know it's not orange, so that, again, this is blue or yellow. Right, so hang on. If that square now was blue, you couldn't put blue in this box because it would wipe out both of those potential places for blue. So that's not blue and that's blue. So that's blue. This is not blue. That's so strange. That's so strange. It does nothing, does it? It doesn't even reach that one. It doesn't disambiguate these two. Ah. That's weird. Okay. Oh gosh, it would be really nice to know what digit what low colour it is that goes with blue on this arrow. It must be one of them. It's either got to be red or purple, because we're going to need a red or purple to live with 6 to only add up to 7 or 8. That feels like it's a hugely important point, doesn't it? That digit is in one of those two, so it's up here. Okay, alright, so grey is in one of those two squares, grey is in one of these two squares. So this arrow has got a 1-2 pair on it, and then the other digit is 4 or 5, adding up to 7 or 8, so that totally makes sense. Okay, what is it then? How are we going to sort this out? Oh, okay, hang on. Purple. Purple is on this arrow along with grey. Oh, okay, so this arrow has got... Those two add up to 6. But we still don't know whether this is 7 or 8, because we don't know whether this is 1 or 2. But there is a grey in one of those as well as... Sorry, there is a purple in one of those as well as a grey. And now I'm getting myself confused now, because I think this... Surely we've got enough information to disambiguate this. There's definitely a 3 over here. Have we ever labelled? No, we haven't given the counterpart to red, which is this digit. We haven't given that a colour yet, have we? Whatever it is that goes down here. I don't know. Oh gosh, that's very, very annoying. That's the alarm then. Wow, what a horrible thing to happen. It definitely worked. That'll be 3 o'clock then. It's early according to my computer. That's totally thrown me. Right, okay, so let's have a think. I know red is on here. So I know one of these is red. I suppose I must know that purple is on here, don't I? There must be a purple on here as well. Let's put purple on one of those. So... Okay, that's very useful, perhaps. Or is it? Can we... What am I meant to do now? Can I don't know. Oh, I tell you what I might be able to do. Yes, I know what I can do. I can place 9 in this box. No, I can't. I nearly can. 9 can't go on an arrow that adds up to 6. So 9 is in that domino. So 9 is not in those cells. So 9 I can get in box 1, which means 9 is not there. Oh, look. 9 can't go in those squares. They'd be on an arrow. This would be at least a 10. Aha! So it was 9s that were being the naughty digits. Yes, now I've got a 9 here by Sudoku. Let's get rid of the green. So this is not 9. So 9 is in one of those two squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 9s in the grid. That's definitely a 9. So there's a 9 in one of those and a 9 in one of these. Okay, so unless the knight's move helps me, we're not going to be able to sort that out. Okay. And we know that 6 lives up here along with either the red or the purple digit. Yes. Right, so now I come to this digit, look, and ask where that goes in this box. And the answer is I don't know, but it's definitely in one of those. And if it's in one of those, it's not on this arrow, which means this arrow has purple on it. And if this arrow has purple on it, purple cannot live here anymore. And the reason for that, of course, is that if we ask how many purple digits are going to be in row 4 of this puzzle, if we complete it correctly, hopefully you'll give me the answer of 1 purple digit. How many purple digits are in row 5? 1 purple digit. So these two rows contain 2 purple digits. Well, there's 1 in there and there's 1 in there, so we can't put more purple digits over here. So purple is now down here, and purple is 1 or 2. We still don't really know which, though. Which is going to be very helpful for the following reason. That digit in this box now is there. No, it's there, isn't it? Hang on, let me just get this. No, it's there. That's a 3, 4 or 5. Which is nearly interesting. Well, that digit can't be red. That digit can't be red. Right. So I can disambiguate the reds. Oh, this is sick, this puzzle. It's absolutely beautiful. Right. So, well, no, it's true. It's true. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about quantum. This cannot simply be red because of the knight's move constraint. And red is in one of those. So red in this box, in box 6, is in one of those two squares. And I don't think I know which one. I might do, but I don't. It's not occurring to me how to do it. But I do know red is in that domino. So again, can we have a third red in these two rows? No. There's 1 here. There's 1 there. So that's 2. So we can't have a third. So that's purple. This is now red. The purple is useful because that means that's purple. So that's not blue. So this is the blue digit, which is a 6. So that means that this is blue and this is blue by the power of Sudoku. So both of those get blued. Both of these get yellowed, which means they are they're not 6 anymore. So these are 7 and 8. We've got a 7, 8 pair in the top row. We've got a 6 in the corner. I've not been looking for 3s in the corner, by the way. But look, there's a 6 in the corner. And the reason we know that is that if we put 6 on the arrow, that square has to be a 7, 8 or a 9 by maths. And it can be none of those things. So that's a 6 in the corner, which is a blue digit. Which means that we actually get the 6, I've just noticed, in this box. Because we have, how many 6s have we got? We've got all the 6s. Okay, we've got all the 6s. Oh, we're going to have to populate this with some colour or other, aren't we? That seems very likely. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, this is just brilliant. Look, we know that this is a red combination digit adding up to 6. So if that was red, those two, well, there would be a repeated digit in column 2, so that cannot be red. This is red, which is a 1 or a 2, which means that's not red. This is red in the corner, which is not a 3, but okay, now this purple sees that digit, so that can't be purple, which, whoopsie, means this is purple and this is red. Okay, so we're going to get the 3. This has got to be the 3 now. We know this is purple. We know this is red. We know this is red. So that's not red anymore. Now, what's that digit? Oh, this is not 3, I see. So now we've got 4s and 5s emerging into the world. That one is not grey by the power of Knight's move, so that must be grey, which means there's a grey up there. This square is a 1 or a 2. Come on, how do we do this? Do we know what's on this arrow? It's not got 1 or 2 on it, so it must have a 3 on it, because it can't be a 4-5 pair adding up to 9. So there's a 3 on this arrow. Oh, and there's a 3 there. That doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. It's not good enough. Okay, but there's a 3-4-5 triple in this box, isn't it? That's got to be a 7 or an 8. Yes, okay, that feels like it's been available for ages as well, but I didn't see it. So the orange digit is down at the bottom of column 9 somewhere. This square is 3, 4 or 5. There's a 3, 4, 5 triple in this column, and we haven't placed yet 1, 2, 7 and 8. So where does the purple go? Purple is in one of those two, but I don't think I know which one. Along with yellow, which again so this is a yellow-purple pair. But I don't think I know the order. Might be wrong. I'll tell you something else as well. That digit, which I haven't labelled, I'll label it light green. We know that that pairs off with red to make things that add up to 6, because purple and grey get. So we know that this digit. So this digit must be a green, mustn't it? It must be green and red. So green is in one of those two squares, which means, believe it or not, that green in this box gets placed there. So that's a green. Now green is not a 3, so that square is 4 or 5, that becomes a 3, this becomes a 3. This is just absolute nonsense, isn't it? It's a complete festival of nonsenses. Right, so by Sudoku, that's become 4 and 4, 5. Nearly. We've nearly managed to secure grey onto this arrow. Oh, hang on. No, we can do that. We could have done this arrow before, because the moment red's not on it, we know it must be a purple-grey arrow, and now we can do this. So that's probably been there for a little bit. So that's 1, 2. That's 4, 5. So, oh, look, yes. Where does purple go? In this box, it's only got one position because of the Knight's move constraint. That fixes the yellow-purple dichotomy, which means that we can... it doesn't quite tell us which of those is yellow still. It is very much a chromatic quiver, though. Look at this grid now. It is positively blossoming. Right. Okay, one of these is light green. Let's put that in case it helps us. I've not thought... Oh yeah, hang on, this is an interesting thing. That cell can't be any high numbers. Look, it sees 6, 7, 8 and 9. So that cell, which cannot be lower than 3, because we're adding up 2 digits along the arrow. In fact, it can't be 3. Because we can't add a 1-2 pair up. So it's 4 or 5 on the arrow. This square is at least a 3, sees the 1-2 pair, so that's got to be 3 or 4. That has to be low and therefore must be purple. Isn't this beautiful? Therefore that's not purple, therefore this is purple. And if that's purple, we know it's 4 or 5. If that's grey, we know it's 1, 2, or... Well, we know it's 4 or 5, sorry, I don't know if I said the right thing then. I was slightly distracted by odd noises coming from outside. Now, okay, so this is 1 or 2. I'm quite tempted to see whether it's possible to completely chromatically fill this puzzle and then sort of double-click my way to a solution. But that might be overly optimistic. I've got to put yellow in this box, haven't I? That can only go there. So that square is 3, 4 or 5. I feel like that's resolved, but I can't see how to do it. Yellow is in one of these two squares. Which feel, again, that feels like I should be able to do that as well. Yellow is in one of those 3 squares. So there's the 4, 5, there's the light green, the yellow and the orange have to live up here as well. So it's something like that is the pattern. How are we going to finally disambiguate everything here? That's the question that I'm asking myself. I think we got close to it with this arrow, which is really the last arrow, isn't it? Oh yeah, we've done it, look. Grey has to go there. Now if that's grey, has that done it or not? I don't know. I've actually placed all of the grey digits. What about the light green digits then? Can I do those? Light green is on there, or light green's not there. So that square can't be 4 or 5. This has got to be 1, 2 or 3 now. Oh, come on, Simon. Oh, look. This one sees that one. So that's not able to be low at all. This is 3, 4 or 5. We know it's not grey, but it could still be... Oh, it can't be 3. So that is now green. There we go. Doesn't do these, though. One of these is 3, one of these is red. So that's definitely not 4 or 5. Red forms a pair in the bottom row, so we can ask where red goes in this row. It's only got one home now. It must be there. So that's a red digit. So in this column now, we've got to place, this has got to be a 3, 4 or a 5. Really what I'd like to do is to eliminate green from a cell like this. I don't see how to do that with much skill. So these digits are... What's the other digit I've got to put in here? It's light green, is it? Orange, which is 7 or 8, and 3, which I don't think I've given a colour to. Okay. Now, how are we going to do this? Is it the 3s somehow? So 3 in this box can't go in those cells, has to be in one of these 2 cells. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this square has to be 7, 8 or 9. And it can't be 7 or 8. So that square has to be 9. It's like a naked single, I think. I'm not very confident about that, though. That felt slightly weird. Let me just mull that. Is that really true? It seems right, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3 over here, 4, 5, that's a 6. So this is 7, 8 or 9. It sees both colours. I can't see why that logic's wrong. So this square is now not 9, which means that square, you've guessed it, is 9. This square is not 9. It's not green. Okay, so we need to put an orange in one of these. I don't think we know which one, and a 3, 4 or 5, and we don't know. I don't know how that's working out either. How about that? Can't be yellow. I've just seen by Knight's move. Oh, that's great, actually. Look. Why couldn't... Yes, okay, so yellow is confined into this 2x2 box. There are 2 yellows in that 2x2 box, so we can't have a third yellow here. So that's not going to be yellow, which means that's going to be yellow, and yellow is most certainly not a 3. So that's a 7 or an 8. This is the 3. So this is the 3. Come on. It's very close. It's really close now. we can work out what this digit is. That's orange, because we've not put orange into there. This is going to do it. So we get orange in the corner down there. That's nothing. Well, it's something. It's 3, 4, or 5. Somehow or other, the world is claiming that's not resolved. That has become green, which we know is 4 or 5. So we can ungreenify that one. That reaches in to this box up here. This is a yellow-orange pair. How can this not be resolved? It's totally barbarically... It's total nonsense that this isn't resolved now. How do we do this? One of these... Oh, yeah, there you go. No, that's right, isn't it? Look, one of these has to be light green. I don't know which one, but the light green there is in one of those. So where do we put light green in this row? It has to be here. I don't know if that's going to do it, though. It does mean I can identify these two squares, which must now include our old friend the orange, which means that's not orange, which means this is orange. So this is a 3 green pair. Why is that one flashed? Is that because I can see light green into the square? I can't see how I can. So this is 3 light green somehow. We've got this funny... look, the orange can reach in there and fix this up. So those two have both got to be yellow. These two have both got to be orange. So let's fill all these in with 7s and 8s. We are going to get, I think, a completely chromatically filled grid, which is quite exciting. But I would very much be keen, I'd be very keen on working out how it's actually going to resolve itself. I'm not sure. I normally have a sense for these things in terms of whether it's going to be the 3s. This is red somehow reaching in, or 3 somehow reaching in? Or is it maths? Have I missed some maths trickery? That's very possible, isn't it? These squares add up to 15, but I don't know what this is, so this could still be a 7 or an 8. What about... It could be something like, imagine if that saw both colours of 4 5s. That would be very interesting. Or if that one saw both colours. That one doesn't seem to see... Well, it sees 1. I don't think it does see light green. Okay, so... Is it to do with... I don't know. I'm struggling to see how to finish this. But I think we're right on the edge of finishing it, aren't we? So this... Why can't we disambiguate this 6 arrow? Red, purple. Have I got all the purples in the grid? I do. Have I got all the reds in the grid? No, because I can't seem to do these two. I've definitely got a 3 down here. I've definitely got a 3 in one of those 2 squares. I need a knight's move to save me. 1, 2, 4 and 5 over here. So the light greens, is there some way we can understand them? Light green is in one of those 2. Light green is in one of these 2. Along with 3. 3 is here, I can see that. These are from 3, 4 and 5. And this is from 3, 4 and 5. One of these is a 3. Oh, come on, Simon. It could be... My brain is telling me that it's something really obvious. But that's really not helpful. And I can hear the future viewers of this video screaming at me. This is where the pressure begins to mount. What could it be? I know that red accompanies this to make this work. It must be Knight's move. It just... Oh. Is it because I know these two add up to 6? Is that useful knowledge? No. Does that force this digit? Surely it... Yeah, hang on. What's going on? Why doesn't my brain not want to work? If this is 4... Yeah, this is it. It's this arrow. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, it was obvious actually, and I just haven't seen it in this way. But because I know that purple and grey add up to 6, these two squares... well, can we ever have put a 3 here? If we put a 3 here, how are we going to fill this in such that sort of maths works? It is impossible, isn't it? Because if this was, well, if this is 4-2, that has to be a 2. If this is 5-1, this has to be a 4. So this could never have been a 3, because we could never have made it work. And I'm sure you have all been shouting at me about that. I wouldn't really blame you. But that is going to be lovely, because we can actually, if we're careful about this, we might be able to completely chromatically fill the puzzle now. Because we can do this digit now. We know that that is definitely uncoloured. This becomes fully light green and not 3. This becomes... Look, we can do the 3s. Maybe that's the way to do it, so that we can just fill it all in. 3 is going to go there. This has got to be uncoloured. That's got to be totally red. So that's definitely that digit. This has got to be totally green. And we should have all the 3s in the grid, which we nearly do. Let's get rid of the colouring for that one. Like this. And now we can just pick where we'd like to go to double click the puzzle to finish it off. So let's go to grey. If we, oh God, I just want the grey. So we can see that mathematically that has to be 5, which means purple has to be 1, which means red has to be 2. By maths, this light green has to be 4. Where else can we go? So now finally, look, we learn that orange is 8 by maths. So yellow is 7. It's just out of nowhere. Oh no! Why? The timer didn't go up again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Naughty timer. Okay, that is just a beautiful puzzle. It really is. There's so much cleverness to admire about this. I absolutely loved the way that all these arrows turned out to be 6s. And you can see the flow now. Now we know they're all 6s. You can see how the arrows all take different forms of 2, 4, 1, 5 pairs. Very, very cool stuff indeed. And it was just delightful to sort of appreciate that there are syzygies going on where, well, these 4, I think, were the moons, the really important moons, that none of these moons could be the same digit. It took quite some working out. It came down to working out you couldn't put this digit or this digit on this arrow. That seemed important at some point, didn't it? It's a beautiful puzzle. Niverio was right. Xendari needs to take a bow. I need to probably go and have my lunch and recover from the ear-splitting noise. And I'm quite embarrassed I couldn't see that this purple grey pair was forcing this cell for about 10 minutes of the solve, but hopefully you'll be able to forgive me. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, so please leave one if you get the chance, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.